Hello, colleagues. This is Michael from the Boardgames Chronicle. Today, I have a pleasure of presenting to you another material in the series about Falling Sky, how to play it. I'm explaining in those short movies up to 20 minutes each. First of all, the general overview of the game, how it plays, what are the coin games, that is counter-insurgency games mechanics and concepts. And then we started to discuss the factions. First, we went with Belgae, then we talked about Edui. Now we go to the third Gallic faction, a mighty Arverni. By mighty, I really mean mighty. This was the largest confederation, and the largest uprising in 52 BC was led by their leader, Vercingetorix, hopefully pronounce it well. And this is also visible in this game. Of course, for many years, the Gallic tribes were dispersed, not working one with another. The most prominent, let's say, rivalry was between Arverni and Edui. But in the 52 BC, all of them united against Julius Caesar. So let's start with a general overview of Arverni. We'll look at their player mat and their position on the map. So they have potentially the largest number of allies and citadels. They have as many as 3 citadels and as many as 10 allies to be put. They have 35 warbands, a really huge, massive army. None other faction have so many pieces. They have leader Vercingetorix, very powerful and allowing for a very powerful special abilities, enhancing also the basic commands like rally or march, and raid to some extent too. As for the position on the map, they are pretty close to the Roman provincia, as you can see. Here is the home region with Gergovia as a town, and only Arverni can put here the tribe or the citadel. There is an event which allows actually taking over this by other factions, but let's not go to this at this moment in time. What else we can tell about Arverni? As you can see, they are in the southern part of the territory. At the beginning of the game, they have huge territory to the west, which they can colonize. They have this additional rally in Arverni region. They have as many as 3 potential allies here, so this is a huge, wealthy region. We have only 2 other such wealthy regions. This is Alesia and Mandubi, and this is Atrubatus. So they will be the most fierce opponent of Caesar, which we also shall see in the victory conditions, but also in the commands and specials of this faction. And now let us move to the commands and specials of the Arverni Confederation. Here they are. I will be going one by one, and as with other Gallic factions, 4 commands and 1 special is exactly the same with some tweaks and turns, like in our Gallic faction. So we have rally, we have march, we have raid, battle, and ambush. We have similar commands and similar special in all other Gallic factions, Edui and Belgae. And of course, there are usually like 2 special abilities which are different from a Gallic faction to Gallic faction. As explained previously, I will not be going into the super details of the commands because I explained them in Belgae and Edui part. I will draw your attention to some specifics which are connected to this mighty confederation. So the rally, if you can see, first thing about rally which is important is normally rally is not possible in devastated region. With Vercingetorix, it is possible for Arverni, so they can rally in devastated region. Now, moving through the rally procedure, in each region where they have control, they can place ally or replace ally with citadel. This is exactly the same as other Gallic factions, but also in regions where they have a leader, Vercingetorix, they can place ally or change this to citadel. So, for example, if we have such situation, the Arverni can place an ally here, because they have leader with them here. Now, so Vercingetorix has a huge influence on Rally in this aspect that it allows placing allies or citadels where he is. But second huge thing is that when placing the warbands, they place them equal to the number of Arverni leader, ally, or citadel +1. So very good rally. In this case, in this region, they would rally 1, 2, 3, and additional 4 warbands. So very, very powerful rally. And to make it even stronger, Vercingetorix places ally citadels plus warbands. So what potentially Arverni can do in this region with a rally command? They can put additional ally, because they have Vercingetorix, and add to this warbands. So really, really powerful rally. Seems the same command as other Gallic factions, but as you can see, it's much more powerful, especially with Vercingetorix. March is also different. As you heard from me before, both Belgae and Edui can move just to the adjacent region. Not with Arverni. If they are with Vercingetorix and they are not moving through devastated across Rhenus or from the Britannia, they may enter the second region. So for example, let me just remove it. They can go like this, 1, 2. They can move 2 regions away. So this is also something important, because such mobility is only allowed to Romans in this game, and this is really important. Rate is exactly the same like with other Gallic factions, so it doesn't cost anything, and they reveal 1 to hidden Arverni per region, and they can steal from the land unless this is devastated, or from other player unless he has citadel or fort, which prevents from us. Battle, nothing specific for Arverni. They inflict half a loss per warband and 1 loss per leader. All other procedures connected to the battle are the same. They can retreat, they can ambush. Ambush is exactly the same like in other cases. So if they have more hidden pieces, the enemy cannot counterattack unless they have Caesar. And you see, the Caesar counterattacks ambush on 4-6 versus Arverni, and in Belgae case, he counterattacks on 5-6. I just wanted you to draw this attention to that. Ambroix is much more deadly in ambush than Vercingetorix. So battle is exactly the same like all other Gallic factions, although some events will make it much more powerful for Arverni. Ambush is exactly the same, it's just counterattack from the Caesar side. Time for the most interesting part of the commands and special abilities, so those which are only used by Arverni. First of all, we have Entreat. Entreat sponsors betrayal and turns allegiance to Arverni. It can be accompanied with any command, and what we do? We need a region with a hidden Arverni, and it should be within 1 region of the Vercingetorix, or in the region with his successors. Successors are always, weaker, so Vercingetorix gives possibility to do it in that way. So if we have such situation, let me do it that way. That way. If we have such situation, procedure says replace either 1 warband or auxilia, or if Arverni control, with Arverni control at this one time, just using 3 pieces, they can replace this ally with their ally. Pretty powerful special ability when used properly. Really can turn a lot of let's say Gallic tribes to their side. Remember, it cannot be it can be citadel or it cannot be Roman ally. It can be even the Germans. So this is also important to note and to remember. Let me just put the control marker so we have everything in place. Yep. Okay. Devastate. Probably key to success of every Arverni game, especially when they are head-to-head with Rome. Devastate, so the Scorch Earth policy, which was used by Arverni, and which really, really made a lot of troubles for Julius Caesar. This is exactly this. Let me tell you about it. What does it do? It starve armies and slow Roman march. Location has any Arverni controlled regions within one region of Vercingetorix or with his successor. And we have special devastate markers, which we'll be using in a moment. Let me show you how does it look like. Let me take those auxiliaries here. Let me give 6 of them here. And let us assume that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not enough. We need one more. Let it be ally. So let us assume that Arverni decided on the devastate special ability. What we will do? Arverni will remove 1 in 4 and each other faction 1 in 3 over total warbands, auxilia, and legions, and we round down. So 1 in 4 is 4, and 1 in 3 is 2. So this is what we do. They kill those. They put the devastated marker here. And what devastated marker does, because this is most important. Of course, they could devastate, for example, also this area because they control it, and should they have control somewhere else, they could devastate further. What devastate does? First of all, it blocks recruit. Only Arverni and only in regions with Vercingetorix can recruit in places with devastate. Second of all, it blocks rally. Rally and recruit are the same commands because one is for Romans and it's recruit, and rally is for Gallic troops. So recruit and rally are blocked, not for Vercingetorix. It doubles regions commands cost. For example, if you can see cost of resources, 1 resource per origin region, 2 if devastated march. Similar with battle, so it doubles the cost because you need much more resources in such area to be able to execute a command. Then it halts march. So if Caesar, for example, can normally use with their forces 3, so for example 1, 2, 3, if he wants to go through the Arverni region, he needs to stop. That's a genial, congenial tactic from Arverni. What they can do, and they can really limit the mobility of the troops, of the Roman troops, for example, by putting devastate here, here, and here. They actually limit Caesar to just 1 region move. That's very important. This devastate not only destroys the units, it can also destroy the legions if they do not have the screen of auxilia, but it also limits the movement. What other? It blocks Roman resources seizure. There's a special command for the Romans when they can seize the resources. And it also blocks some raid because you cannot raid from the land if it's devastated. And it will hinder quartering during the winter because it's much more costly to quarter during the winter in the area which is completely devastated. So just to mention it once again, pretty powerful special ability. When used properly, a key to victory for Arverni. That will be all for the commands and specials. Now let us have a look at the Arverni victory conditions. And before I will go into details, I must admit this is probably the faction which has the hardest way to win. It has pretty hard victory conditions. First of all, off-map legions exist 6. So there should be more than 6 legions outside of the map. You can see here the token which counts this, off-map legions, and Arverni victory starts from 7. Even in this situation, when half of the legions, 6 out of 12, is outside of the map, they have not reached the victory marker threshold. But of course, as I told you, if at the end of the game none of the factions reached their victory threshold, the one who is closest wins. But the second condition is also pretty harsh. Arverni allied tribes and citadels exceeds 8. So they need more than 8 allies. Yeah, they have a lot of them because they can put like 13. But that means that 9 out of 13 has to be on the map. So both conditions, more than 6 legions out of the map and more than 8 ally citadels on the map, those two things allow Arverni for victory. In my old place of Falling Sky, I've seen maybe one Arverni victory. It's really rare. They are very powerful. They can crush in all the Gallic factions and with good planning also the Caesar, but to gain the victory, it's completely different story. But there are ways to gain this victory. If you play proper events with proper capabilities, you can really strengthen your Arverni forces. And now I would like to go through a couple of such events. Let me start with Vercingetorix Elite, a must for the Arverni player. What does it do? In any battles with their leader, Arverni pick 4 Arverni warbands. They take and inflict losses as if legions. A reminder, I have not said about it in details, Legion inflicts 1 loss. The warband inflicts half a loss, so it doubles the losses inflicted by the 4 warbands. Also, the legions are not automatically killed. You roll a die, and if I remember correctly, on roll 1 to 3, you remove them. If you roll 4 to 6, they will not be removed. Really, really powerful shade capability for Vercingetorix and their warbands. Definitely a must. Second battle-related event is masked Gallic archers. At start of battles with 6 or more Arverni warbands, which is not a problem, usually they have a lot of warbands, the other side first must absorb 1 extra loss. Very good event. And very good capability. They can simply start with inflicting loss before the battle starts. This could be, of course, taken by Auxilia. It could be rolled by Legion, so on and so forth. Those two together make the Vercingetorix army really unstoppable and very dangerous. Something to help Vercingetorix rally. You rally in Pictones and Arverni regions, place 2 extra warbands each. So in those 2 regions, you have not +1, but +3 to your rally for quick building of the armies. Optimates. Very interesting event which can finish the game with Arverni victory, and one of the things which I saw them winning. Keep this card by the winter track. Upon the game's second and each later victory phase, if Roman victory track exceeds 12, so it's above intrigue, it's towards adulation, first remove all legions to the legions track, so they are off map, then end the game and determine victory. That event allows Arverni to fulfill 50% of their victory conditions. I would say this more difficult of removing the legions. Really, really powerful. And Lost Eagle, just to show you what interesting events those guys have. We can remove one fallen legion permanently from play this upcoming 7th phase, no shift down. So this means that they lost the eagle, the one legion is disbanded, and there could be no move, positive move in the Senate for the Romans. Out of those, probably elite and archers are key for fighting. Optimites, when well used, key for winning the game. That will be all about Arverni, a very powerful Gallic nation, most powerful definitely in the Falling Sky, with enormously difficult victory conditions, although a huge army and powerful leader. If you'd like to see more content like this, kindly please subscribe. If you like this video, the information which I convey in those how to play videos, kindly please give thumbs up. If you'd like to comment on Arverni, share your experiences, opinions, please don't hesitate to use the comment section. You can also see under this video links to interesting materials of how to play the game, about Edui, about Belga. There will be also a link for Romance, and also for my storage solution, because it's also something which is pretty useful for this game. For today, I would like to thank you very much for being with me, and stay tuned, hear from you soon.